Now we've got V8 and me. V8 and me here, guys. We've got V8 and me here. Yeah, me and V8. How's Ziggaboggy today? Is Ziggaboggy okay? How's Ziggaboggy in another world, another country? Is it morning, afternoon, evening? Afternoon, morning, even, midnight? Now, when you're taking the dog for a walk, it is really important when you're taking your dog for a walk is social. You're social with other dogs. You gotta make sure your dog is safe. If your dog is safe, you've gotta make sure your dog is safe, and you gotta make sure your dog is social. When you're taking your dog for a walk, it is really important to take a dog lead. It's really important to take a doggy bag and put your dog on a lead, because it's really important you put your dog on a lead, because when you're taking your dog for a walk in public, you gotta make sure your dog is on a lead, and make sure you pick up the dog poos and you got a doggy bag, because when you're taking your dog out for a walk, it is really important to make sure your dog is beside you, and make sure your dog is correct. Make sure your dog is correct, because that is really important, to make sure your dog is correct, and make sure your dog is social. Yeah, you gotta make sure your dog is social with other people, and make sure your dog is, when you're taking your dog down to the park, or taking your dog for letting your dog off the river, you gotta make sure you be careful with other people, because if you got other people around, it is you gotta be careful, because some people can be offended. When you're taking your dog, letting your dog off, you gotta make sure if you got dog treats with you, you gotta make sure your V8 there. See, look at her. She's down there. Look. Right there. See, she's real good girl. And you gotta really important to make sure your dog is make sure your dog is correctly you gotta make sure your dog is social with other people, and ask the people is it okay to let your dog off. When you ask the people if it's okay, you can pet their dog, because some people can be scared of your dog. It's not because your dog is gonna bite somebody. They don't know your dog, and you don't know their dog, because their dog could be aggressive, could bite your dog, and then you'll get in trouble and you will feel guilty. But you shouldn't feel guilty of if your dog bites somebody. If your dog goes up to somebody and your dog is aggressive and bites somebody, it's not your fault. It's an accident to happen, but things can happen. I want you guys tell me about your dog, what your dog up to, and what you do with your dog, and do you take your dog? Some places you can take your dog to work, but some places you can't because some places can be a quiet. The boss won't let you. Them sort of things, you've got to be really, really, really careful. When you're walking down the street, you've got to make sure. Some people don't let you. Some people or a child goes up to your dog for no reason because the owner don't tell the dog tell the person to can I pet my dog. It's up to you to say yes or no. If you say no, it's fair enough, you walk away. But some people keep nagging you, saying can I walk your can I pet your dog? And if you say no, that's fair enough. You can walk on, and you gotta make sure your dog is correctly. When your dog, you gotta make sure your dog is. You gotta make sure your dog is come back to you. That's really important because if your dog don't come back to you, Peking V8, she's so beautiful and gorgeous. If your dog don't come back to you, it's a problem. You have to go and get your dog and call the dog. When your dog comes, make sure your dog is sitting. Get her or she or him a treat, and you say good boy or girl, good boy or good girl. Because that's really important you do that. Them sort of things are really important. I'm going to get off here now, guys. In love with you guys. Put a question down below. Push the bell button. Share this with your friends and your family. Put thumbs up. Share this with your friends and your family, neighbours, kids. You got all them sort of things. If you got your friends, neighbours, kids, share it. Share it to everybody and make this grow. In love with you guys. Take care.